Hi there, I am Tanya Windecker and I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So today I want to talk about fears and how to tackle those fears. Not the fears that we had in that moment or in that situation, that life-threatening situation, but the fear that we are now left with, after years of developmental trauma in childhood and so forth. Have you felt like you went out there and you thought you were going to tackle this fear and you really launched into it, only to find it was a disaster. You may have had panic attacks or things turn out really wrong to really confirm to you to not ever try to tackle that fear again and even work harder at avoiding this. That's so me. I constantly thought in all those different kind of fears that we have, whether this is fears of trusting people or fears of being seen, fears of being rejected, or fears in certain activities. If those activities really remind you of a trauma, like for me it was swimming. It was a huge trigger for me. There's huge anxiety and fear involved there. Even knowing I saw people at the beach, they're boogie boarding and it looked so much fun, but still, it just took me so long. And I noticed that one of the reasons was because I launched myself into this. I didn't give myself time or had a step-by-step plan. I just went, okay, no, there's no reason why I should not be able to attend this birthday party. I should just stop acting so stupid, just go there. And I did. And then, all this anxiety built up. And, I was still struggling to say hello to strangers. So I think that was a real issue for me. And I think that's what it was really important for me to work with a therapist, or if you have a very good friend, you can bounce things off as well. That really helps. That actually need to break things down. Even if it's simple things at first, to just help you work up some courage and some confidence again, when it's like if you're catching buses, if you hop off the bus, to actually say loud and confident, thank you. That was things like 10 years ago, there was nothing. There was silence. If anything, there may have been a whisper. I just couldn't do it. So I had to start there before I launched myself into bigger social events, even just that little chit chat with a checkout person, asking that person how they are as well, instead of just instantly closing down and not wanting to talk to people. The same with the swimming, instead of just going there with the boogie board and thinking I'm just going to jump in like everyone else and then have a panic attack. No, you got to start small, even just actually going there, just getting my toes wet and so forth. So for me that was really, really hard and still is to this day. For some reason I really struggle with breaking things down for myself. I'm very, very impatient with myself. But I really had to learn this because otherwise I constantly put myself in these overwhelming situations and there is no gain, there is no growth, that doesn't help me to become more confident or less fearful of this. It doesn't teach me anything apart from, failing and then coming home and feeling even more guilty and all that shame and lack of self-worth and so forth. It just kind of fuels all that stuff, and we don't need that. So I just thought, because I've been talking to so many people lately, and it seems to be a bit of a theme there that people struggle when they tackle fears, that they just launch themselves straight into it. Okay, so, and if you're struggling with breaking it down step by step too, then please comment down below. Maybe as a group we can do this. Or if you come over to our closed Facebook group, we can do it a little bit more. It's close to the comments aren't visible publicly, so it's a bit more of a privacy there. So we can really help each other to break things down and help ourselves through this, because fear is a really debilitating thing. It really affects our quality of life. And it's really something so that we can address and we can master and we can get through this. So, and we don't want to delay it. I had to journal about that and really, really think deeply about how much time? Do I allow myself to delay working on things to reclaim my life? I really thought about this, and I delayed things for many years, decades, and I don't want to do this anymore. And if I can do anything to help you to don't do this either, I'd love to know what it is. So please comment down below, ask questions, participate. I always love to hear from you guys. So with that, lots and lots of love and rainbows as always. Bye for now.